SA Crypto, South Africa's largest blockchain community and news outlet.
It's SA Crypto Blockchain Africa 2020, and with me is the MC and newly appointed Country Manager of Binance South Africa, Tanya Knowles. Welcome, Tanya.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
So how long has it been that you have been working as Country Manager for Binance?
This is a loaded question because James knows the answer. So I'm on day 3. So today's Wednesday. I started on Monday, and it's my 3rd day on the job. Sonia approached me to MC the conference back in January, long before I knew that I was going to be working for Binance at the time. And it just all worked out that I'm here at the conference and launching Binance South Africa.
So 3 days into the job, can you give us any insights into how it's been?
It's been crazy. All I want to say is the Binance team work incredibly hard. They work incredibly long hours. It's been everyone's been really helpful. I'll say that, from the most random requests that I've sent out to people to ask for stuff, getting ready for today for the launch. So it's been incredible, and also it's been fascinating because they say that the team is distributed across the world, and they really are. So I've had calls with people in every single time zone around the world, and someone said to me, how many people work in South Africa? I said, it's not about that. It's an entire organizational efforts of working towards what's going on here. So it's a truly decentralized team, and it's been really fascinating for me for the last 3 days, and obviously leading up to it, there was a bit of a process for the last month or so that I knew I was engaging with them.
Let's talk about your role. So what does Country Manager do specifically for the company?
Okay. So Binance, fortunately, what we're doing is we are announced that we're coming to South Africa, and what that means is that South Africans will now be able to use Binance.com, let me get those words out, Binance.com, because we're opening up fiat gateways where you can enable the Rand directly with 5 trading pairs to trade on Binance.com. What it means as the country manager for South Africa is that is just the beginning of it. Binance brings a much bigger ecosystem to South Africa. We've got numerous divisions. We've got Binance Labs, which is incubating entrepreneurs around getting crypto adoption going and some of their projects going. We've got Binance Charity, which is doing a lot of charity work in this space. They made a big announcment today of what they're going to do in South Africa, so we'll talk about that. We've got Binance Academy, which looks at anything around education. Then we've obviously got some more sophisticated stuff that Binance offers around staking, margin trading, things like that. So what this is about actually growing the Binance ecosystem in South Africa. There's actually, you'll be surprised to know, we've got hundreds of thousands of South Africans actually already using Binance.
Not surprised at all.
Not surprised,
actually.
Yeah. And this is just sort of an easier on-ramp for them to work with us directly, for us to engage with that community directly, listen to our customers here locally, get their feedback, and grow crypto adoption in South Africa. So that's the intention and part of my job.
When will South Africans be able to deposit their rands into their Binance account?
So we'll put out some comms in the next few days, I think, and it will be in the coming weeks. So it's really imminent right now, and it will be in the next few weeks. So we're not saying we've got to launch in 6 months' time or something like that. We'll have an announcement out in the next few days with some solid deadlines.
And those users that are already Binance registered, will they automatically have that opportunity to deposit their rands, or is there a new form of registration that they need to go through?
Yeah, if you are currently a client of Binance and you're South African, you will have the ability to log into your Binance account. It will say to you, select a currency that you want to use, and the Rand will be listed there as one of the currencies, and you will have an immediate on-ramp in there. Obviously, with us entering the fiat gateways now, there are KYC requirements that we're going to have to follow, and we need to follow, and we support those sort of things. So if a client is wanting to make a large deposit and their KYC is not necessarily up to date with Binance.com, there may be a few things that we need to ask from that perspective.
What about your ambitions for Binance South Africa in the next year? You're allowed to talk a little bit about what you're hoping to see in the next year?
Yeah, sure. We really do have very aggressive and ambitious targets to grow into South Africa. I think that the message that we want to drive home, though, is that this is about growing crypto adoption across South Africa and across the ecosystem. We've got a lot of work to do as a community with our regulators, with each other. There's opportunities to provide liquidity to other exchanges, and we work with each other in these spaces. So I really think that Binance obviously wants to grow and be successful here. We've seen this as a big market for Binance.com, but at the same time, it's not here to work out the competition. This is not about trying to dominate any particular industry. It's actually about trying to grow the crypto ecosystem for all of us at the end of the day, and also just grow it beyond. I think South Africans are very much tied to the current trading pairs that we've got around Bitcoin and Ether and XRP recently, and this is about trying to grow it into something bigger than that for everybody.
Now let's touch on that big announcement that was made today about $1 million going towards education into South Africa and giving back to this country. I mean, that's a huge announcement that actually came almost out of nowhere. Everyone was expecting, okay, Binance are coming to South Africa. Now we're coming to South Africa with a mission. We want to help this country, we want to grow the economy, we want to grow the crypto space through education. Take us through the plans of that $1 million announcement.
Okay, so Binance Charity Foundation has pledged $1 million to South Africa. It's a contribution for us, and we want to spend that money on doing a lot of charity work in the region, a lot of education work in the region. We've got some partners already lined up that we're speaking to a number of NGOs, a number of government organizations about how we can better spend that money here, and it's really we're hoping that we can use that money to build the ecosystem, as you say, for much needed entrepreneurship, job creation, education, and anything around what we can do, and really trying to grow crypto adoption for many people who don't currently have access to it. And also, we always say the important part of the education side is to grow the adoption, that people don't end up getting scammed out of their money. They need to know what this is about, how this space works, and I think a lot of that money will go towards educating the community in South Africa.
Well, Tanya Knowles, thanks so much for joining us on SA Crypto.
Thank you, James.
Very big move, and we're really excited to see you in this role as Country Manager of Binance South Africa.
Thank you, I'm really excited, so thank you. It's great.
SA Crypto, South Africa's largest blockchain community and news outlet.